Look, you have to see the moon from up here. And I take him to the top of the water tower. This is where I used to come when, I lived here and I didn't really have any friends, and I would dream about leaving the city. I would look out on the ocean and think about all the places I could go.
Did you ever scratch your name or doodle anything up here?
Oh, yeah. And all on the other side, there's like a whole bunch of dick drawings.
Shit. You can see the evolution of the dick.
Yeah.
It becomes more refined with time.
Thanks. I wonder if I was ever sitting up here and saw your ship go by without even knowing.
I bet. Speaking of, I think I want to check in on Vandren.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I knew we were going to be successful and victorious and totally coming back, but I know that he's happy and well, but I have to close that chapter. Would you come with me?
Of course.
I don't know if being on the sea is of any interest to you, or if you want to stay in Nicodranus because you can now, and I would totally understand. That is my favorite place to be. I love it out there. And I feel like there's so much that we could see and share, and besides, fucking Darktoe is out there and we spent less than 1 day on it. That can't stand.
That's true. That's true. I would love to go out there with you.
Yeah.
I would love to meet Vandren.
We could make this our port.
Old Nicodranus.
Yeah. I mean, Damali was, I have some stuff I want to tie up there at some point, but this city really is beautiful.
I agree. There's always a home for us here.
With your mom?
I mean, it's free room and board, somewhere to stay.
Or, I mean, I don't know, maybe we could get our own place. I mean, only because sharing the financial burden would be a smart move in these post-Aeorian times. Just think about it. You don't have to answer now.
I mean...
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. No, don't say anything. I cast Modify Memory. I don't have it. Maybe just...
Yes. That sounds like a really wonderful idea.
Cool.
I'm really glad that everything happened the way it did.
Yeah. Me too.
We're snuggling.
There's a lot of bird shit up here now, though.
Oh, well, come on. Just...
It's fine. No, it's fine. I'm just saying.
Don't worry about the bird shit.
We watch the moon.
All right. Jester. In the time that you are getting ready in the morning to leave on your ship and making your path. Damn it, I was hoping to avoid it.
Path on my way.
Hate you all. Through the streets as you head towards the dock, and you can see the flags and sails of the 9 heroes blasting in the wind, the bright daylight, and the somewhat cloudless horizon before you, the ocean waves crashing on the rocks below, you can't help but smile. And you feel a tug at your arm from the nearby alley. You glance over, and you see there, also billowing in the wind, the green cloak. The hood half pulled back as the large orange mane of Artagan the Traveler holds your arm. Goes, certainly been a very interesting journey, hasn't it?
It has. We saw a lot of shit.
No joke. It's so strange. Classically, mortal life is so brief and dull and spoken of from the perspective of my folk for ages as toys. Why are you so different? It makes no sense. Really. It's frustrating. I just wanted to say I'm sorry I couldn't be the god you wanted me to be.
I never wanted you to be a god.
You wanted me to be a savior.
I wanted you to be my friend. And you were.
Yes, I was.
I also wanted you to teach me how to do really cool shit. And do cool shit. And give me cool shit. And I gave you cool shit.
Yes? Did I?
You really did.
Right, okay.
You really do.
No, I did all right.
You really do. Wait, why are we...
Really
wait a
go
minute.
on.
Wait, stop. Why are you talking about it like it's in past tense? We're getting ready to get on this boat.
Yes?
What you doing?
Nothing. I consider you a close friend, and we haven't spoken in a bit. Things have been crazy. I'm feeling that wanderlust again.
Yeah?
It's hard to explain, but it's not boredom. It's just... You know when you eat the same meal over and over again? And
Yeah.
eventually you're just like, I just want anything but this.
Yeah, it's
not that
like
it's
so good, but at the same time you're like, oh, I'm so sick of this flavor.
It's a delicious meal, but
Yeah.
eventually you just want to change it up a bit.
Am I the meal?
No, not... That analogy was extremely offensive. I apologize. But no, I don't know. Our experience on Rumblecusp kind of shook something in me, and I'm just considering what other unique ventures out there could use the attention of someone like me. That doesn't mean I'm going anywhere.
Okay.
I mean, and he kind of lifts his finger a bit, and you hear the on your shoulder. Sprinkle isn't going anywhere. Trust me, you can certainly try. He'll be there the next day.
Got me.
I'll always be around and eager for an adventure or two with you, or the chance to deface sacred places together.
You still haven't shown me the Fae Realm.
That's true.
I want to go there so bad.
Well, I will say it. It's very hard to come back after that. So at least come to me when you're supremely bored of this place, and then I'll show it to you, because then you come back and go, oh, look, yes, it's as I remember.
Okay.
But, I also want you to know. It feels good to be looked up to from you. I've selfishly enjoyed you calling my names in times of challenge or sadness. The dependency was, well, filling to a degree. But It's also unfair to you. You don't need me. You never did.
Kinda did.
No, you've proven that. Look how strong you are. I better give you a push here and there. Lend you some of my power, but all the rest is you. Your friends are your strength. Your captain is your strength. I'm just here to kick along and support when I can on occasion, but I just might not be around as much.
You know what's so weird, Artie? Like it makes me really sad to think about. But it also feels kind of good. Does that make sense?
No, but few things do. And I like it that way.
Yeah.
What do you want? Just a little.
I still want adventure. I want to see everything.
Good. Stop at that boat? I know this has been a unique closure to a few crazy recent endeavors, but I don't know. It's also kind of a beginning. Well,
I'm gonna give you a hug.
Goes in and takes the hug.
I go to give him a kiss.
He gives
And
you...
I bite him on the nose.
There you go. I'll be keeping an eye.
Okay.
For our next venture, who knows? There is still so much of Exandria to fuck with. Go.
Okay.
It's probably waiting for you.
Let me take off running.
Okay. Now on the ship, where do you go?
Well, with Kingsley and Chester and Orly and our crew, we'll make our way for the... make our way to the Isle of Bisaft
Alrighty.
that we saw in the scry.
You sail a bit on the ocean. And for you, it's even more than peace now, because you don't just belong, you feel connected with it in a way you never did before. When you stand at the bow of that ship and overlook the waters, you feel the waters and you feel her with you. The Wild Mother's grace, guiding you, looking over you. It's a comfort and a strength that still is in some ways new, but an exciting foundation to continue to build upon. There are nights where you look up in the stars and you can swear you can see her face looking down upon you on your journeys. Every storm that comes by, it seems the worst never meets your ship. It's an odd comfort. And then eventually, you come upon Bisaft Isle, specifically one of the smaller ones where you recall Vandrin had taken root. Some travel in the jungle. A day and a half later, eventually you find the familiar shack that you had seen, where on the porch, a single driftwood chair sits. And upon that chair, a thin, gray-haired older man with a small cup of some awful coffee, probably, and a book.
I grab Ford's hand. Do you want me to stay back here? Okay, I'll be just over here if you need me.
Okay.
Okay.
Love you.
I love you.
Do you remember me?
I do, boy. What brings you here?
I came to find you.
Why?
I don't know, a sense of, duty? To thank you? Maybe a little bit of guilt. I found my way to shore after that night, and it never occurred to me for so long that you might have survived or made it here, and, I have so many questions.
Puts his book down, stands up. You remember this big, broad man, this imposing figure at the docks. This man's a little thinner, weathered, but softer in the face, though it is more sun-weathered and wrinkled than it was. And he smiles. Well, I think I got some questions myself. Let's pray we both got answers, huh?
How are you?
Best I've been in a while. I mean, ain't nothing to bother you here but the birds and the shitty monkeys.
And you're content here on this island. You survive. I'd say thrive, but
I'm healthy, what?
no judgment, none. You should know our lessons. The sword has, well, it served me well, and I'll summon the Star Razor. I have fought many with this blade. I've fought alongside those who have wielded theirs better than mine. I've never forgotten what you taught me. Make it disappear.
I'm glad you found a better blade than I did.
I have to know. How did you come across this? And I'll use minor image to summon the cloven crystal and have it hover above my hand.
You see him kind of take a step back and go. So we're taking my curse didn't die with me.
No.
He begins to tell you about his past. Originally from a town called Stilben, to the west of here, in Taldore. He eventually became a smuggler and then joined the revelry and was a known captain there for a bit. He eventually began to build a romance with his bosun, another up-and-coming smuggler by the name of Avantika. They ended up having a quarrel with another member of the revelry who had acquired this crystal and had an accident. Vandrin took the crystal and then began to become beset with dreams, dark offerings, which he eagerly accepted. These abilities allowed him to better build his rank on the island of Darktow and the waters that the revelry laid claim to. And he began to share these secrets with his partner in bosun, Avantika. But eventually he began, as they traveled together, plotting to release this patron, found himself disbelieving in these promises, beginning to find fallacies, and feeling more like a puppet than an entrusted herald. And he just began to grow tired. When he began to show a wavering resolve, his partner Avantika attempted to sacrifice him. And that's the first time you hear the name Ukatoa. He managed to escape and laid low in Port Damali, rebuilt a new life. He sold off the cloven crystal he had at auction and used that money to purchase the Tide's Breath. He didn't care at that point. He just wanted to be done with it. But try as he might, he could not rid himself of that cursed sword and the visions. He still borrowed from that dark power time to time to keep himself safe, to fight off those who would still hunt him and seek him down, and to keep his affairs in order. When he took you and Sabian in, with you in particular, he felt a kinship that he wasn't expecting. A paternal urge to protect, guide you away from his path. And he thought he had failed with the ship's destruction. He thought you had died, and he had failed yet again. But maybe at least in that, the cycle of violence would end.
Would it shock you to know that Sabian lives?
Not really. He was a coward and a survivor. Those folks seem to be harder to crush than a cockroach.
You had high standing on Doctor?
It was a long time ago. And not like extremely high, but I had my own ship.
We may have some unfinished business there. We had our own Doctor experience. It lasted less than 24 hours and involved exploding a ship and nearly being executed by the Plank King. But you know, normal shit.
Okay.
I too still have these powers, and it seems despite your best efforts, your curse is now mine, and I'll make myself look like Avantika, and then Sabian, and then back to myself. You should know that I have thought about you every day since that night. The life I had before working with you was... it's one I don't care to recall. And you showed me kindness and love. And honor. And it meant the world to me. It fills my heart with joy to see you here, pleased, at peace. I suppose my last question is it your desire to stay here? We do, and I'll point towards Jester. We have a ship.
I sent you a message. This is my voice. You probably heard my voice before.
Oh, makes sense now. A pleasure to meet you in person.
You too.
She's wonderful.
She's a handful.
Yes.
She's perfect for you.
Would you want to come with us? I can't guarantee that we won't go to Doctor, and I can't guarantee that we won't try and kill Sabian, and I can't guarantee that we won't try and unseat the Plank King. But if your adventuring days aren't done, there's a spot for you. And if they are, that's fine as well. Can also change your mind at any time. But I just want you to know that, as my captain, you will always have a seat on my ship.
Make a persuasion check.
15.
15.
$17.
17.
17. 12 plus 5.
That makes a difference. My sailing days are over, Ford. I ain't a captain of any ship anymore. Don't want to be. Life here is nice and slow. I take it at my own pace. I don't want to swab a deck. I don't want to hoist a sail. Maybe I could go on a trip or two, in case you need repairs or some fine cooking.
We do have a pretty lax stowaway policy.
For a time. I'm not a man for long lengths at sea anymore, but wouldn't hurt to catch up proper.
I would really like that.
Well, just give me a moment to pack my things.
Take all the time you need.
And he begins to gather the elements of his shed and the things that he needs to kind of keep himself going. As he walks with you back to the Nine Heroes ship, when Jester is out of earshot, he walks shoulder to shoulder to you and leans in and goes, "You know that power, it'll eat you in time. Okoto is a hungry beast.
I believe you. We'll have to do something about that.
Maybe. But for now, we got some sailing to do."
Indeed. The 9 heroes await.
That's a big ship.
Yes, it is.
It's a sparse crew. What have I gotten myself into? And he steps on board.
You have no idea.
So what's your favorite part of the book?
Oh, no.
Like,
Okay.